Hi guys, this is Audiofool, and for today, we're going to review the SMSL Sanskrit 10 version 2 with a Topping P50 linear power supply. What I like the most about the SMSL Sanskrit 10 with a Topping P50 LPS is that it's very quiet. The treble has pinpoint accuracy and has a lot of resolution. The bass is very defined, very taut, and it's quite cheap. Cheap enough to experiment on, and the measured performance is near the top of the scale, besting other DACs costing 10 to 20 times more, at least in paper. What I don't like about it is that while the P50 does offer some improvements and overall simply better, I don't feel that the extra $120 you spend is worth the slight refinements you get. That said, if you don't like the sound of the Modi Multibit, which is my preference, you can't really do any better under $300. But still, I just stick with SMSL and forego the P50 and save it up for better speakers because I've been audibled. A great value DAC if you forego the LPS. If you want to know more details about the comparison, please keep on watching. I reviewed the similarly priced Topping E30 with the same AKM4493 chip, and it's the first Delta Sigma DAC that I actually liked. It was quite cheap and combined with the Raspberry Pi or Chromecast audio, gives a good improvement to your typical integrated DAC. First, let's see how a linear power supply will affect the SK10. The test was done simply by switching USB cables, coming from the P50 and the other from a typical 5V charger which charges something I can't really recall and was the first thing I got my hands on. Then connected to the Freya, Aegir, and KEF LS50 speakers. It's not a big change, but there's a little bit of improvement all around, and I prefer all of my test tracks with the P50. The sound signature is the same, which is great if you like the original sound signature, but there's some refinement you get along the way. Bass volume is the same, but it does get slightly more defined. The mids might sound a little bit thinner, but it's almost unnoticeable, and you'll get a bit of refinement, a little bit less shouty. Treble roll-off is the same, but that already crystal clear treble is even more crystally clearer. Soundstage depth is the same, but instruments seem to be a bit more formed individually. Silence is unchanged, or if it were more silent, I couldn't hear a difference in my room. Adding a linear power supply to the SK10 does improve the sound quality a little bit, but it's not a game changer. So the question is it worth it to spend on the P50 just for the SK10? Personally, I don't think so, and I'd rather save up for a Mimbi or Chord Mojo. If you're a measurements guy, save up for an M400. Again, you will get small refinements, so you can spend that extra just to get that last ounce of improvement, but I don't really miss it, and you're better off just upgrading your DAC or getting better speakers. Next, we compare to the built-in DAC of the Bluesound Node 2, connected to the Plinius Hautonga with the ATC SEM19 speakers. When I compared the E30 to the Node 2, I found the E30 to be technically superior, but ultimately just preferred the sound signature of the Node 2. Let's see if adding the P50 would change things. Well, the results are the same as with the E30. The Node 2 still has louder bass with a bigger, deeper soundstage, so trials and hamburgers are more fun for me with the Node 2, and for everything else, the SK10 with P50. Party peeps and rockers would enjoy the Node 2 more for the extra bass, unless you spend more time doing analytical listening rather than have the music in the background. There's a tighter, more controlled bass in the SK10, but there's also a lot more volume in the Node 2 without sounding overboard. The Node 2 also has a richer, more aggressive mid-range, though there would be more details and subtle shifts in volume in the SK10. The SK10 is also a little bit brighter and sharper and offers a lot more resolution. The Node 2 has a deeper soundstage but separated better in the SK10. No contest in the silent passages, as well as the SK10 sounds like a black hole, if a black hole ever made a sound. Adding a P50 doesn't really make much of a difference in the grand scheme of things, and the Node 2 is still more fun for me, more engaging when I have music playing in the background, while the SK10 with the P50 is better for analytical listening. Again, like the E30 review, The SK10 paired with the Chromecast audio or Raspberry Pi streamer is an excellent value pair and would probably be good enough for most people, but I would still skip the P50. Finally, let's try out the P50 with another DAC. This time, let's try it out with the Chord Mojo, battery disconnected together with a Purify amp and Tecton impact monitors. Or maybe not, because no matter what amp speaker combination I use, I couldn't hear any difference. The P50 LPS isn't a magic cure-all. With the SK10, for me, it was a negligible difference, and with the Chord Mojo, it didn't work at all. There might be a DAC out there that would have better results, perhaps the D50S, but I already reviewed that one and it didn't really sit well with me, and I much preferred the AKM chips if I had to go Delta Sigma. But if you do like the sound of the Topping D50S, then do give the P50 a try and maybe it will give you that last bit of improvement. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or suggestions, just write them down below. See you in the next video.